Hello and welcome to our lesson on using spreadsheets for a specific purpose. So at this point you should be able to format a spreadsheet, you should be able to enter some data, apply some calculations, and now we're just quickly going to have a look at what else you can do with your spreadsheets. So up until now we've been looking at some basic information, and for the most part in the CAT syllabus you'll be working with basic information. But it's important that you go and think about ways that you can use spreadsheet to your advantage. Okay, so let's look at some of the templates that are available. The first one here is a holiday party plan spreadsheet. Okay, this was downloaded from the internet. It's free to use, and you can now just go and customize the information again. What I do want you to note though, for instance here where they've got the total, if you double click on that, they already have some built-in functionality there. So you don't really have to think too much about what you're doing, and it will automatically also work out your budget, and some of these templates will actually also create some graphs for you to work from. So the most important thing is you need to know what you want to use your spreadsheet for, and then you need to sit down and design around that purpose. And think about all the functions that you have available to you. Most of the CAT students have to do a PAT task in grade 10, 11 and 12, and definitely in grade 12 if you're not doing it in grade 10 and 11. And then you're going to have to do this. You're going to have to capture information, get information from surveys and all over the show, and you're going to have to process it using Excel. And then you're going to have to sit and think, okay, so where can I use my sum if? Can I use my conditional formatting somewhere? And you're going to have to put in some effort into trying to create something that's easy to read and to understand, but that also has some functionality behind it. So it's no good just using spreadsheets as a glorified table where you add information. You have to be able to insert the correct formulas to assist you in processing information, data and information. Okay, right, so just a quick throwback to the Google Docs again here. If you use Google Docs to gather information, to do a survey where you email forms to people, Google Docs will automatically put that information into a spreadsheet for you. It won't do any processing for you yet, but at least you won't have to type everything into Google Docs on your own. So just keep that in mind. Let's just have a look at some of the other templates available. This one I've zoomed out a bit. It's a house cleaning checklist, and that could be quite useful at home. So they've given you some ideas of some of your daily chores, and you can even go and add some pictures here. So people often think a spreadsheet is so boring because it's just lines with numbers, but this would be quite useful. You could maybe put the picture of the person who's responsible for those chores on that particular day, and you can use this to keep track of your daily chores. Okay, then the other one that I want to look at is your personal monthly budget. This one is quite involved, but it's also an idea when you're doing these big projects. Go have a look at the templates, and some of these templates you'll be able to customize to suit your needs. And I often do that when I set an exam paper. I go find a template, and then I play around with it and I ask questions based on that template. So just be aware of that. Okay, so for instance here, they've even added some conditional formatting. These little dots that you're seeing here is part of conditional formatting. We've done that in a previous lesson. So go have a look at your conditional formatting options. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with that. And they've even added some filters. These little drop downs are filters. Okay, and you'll get a lot of, not a lot, but you'll get some extra marks at least if you're able to apply something like that in your practical assessment task. Right, and that concludes our lesson on using spreadsheets for a specific purpose.